Hi, this is Sally's Book Talk, bringing you the best global books every day. Today's featured book is How to Not Waste Your Life Online. The author, Kenneth Goldsmith, is an American contemporary artist, poet, pioneer website founder, and senior web editor who also teaches at the University of Pennsylvania, an Ivy League school. In 2015, he created an elective course at Penn, surprisingly named How to Waste Time on the Internet. A classroom meant for 15 students was nearly overwhelmed by 300 applicants. The course gained extensive media coverage from outlets like Time Magazine, Washington Post, and CNN. Why would an Ivy League school offer such a course? What exactly did Goldsmith and his students do in this course about wasting time online? What's the difference between killing time online versus watching TV? Let's explore the answers together in this book. I'll analyze this book through 3 perspectives. First, what misconceptions do we have about the Internet? Why are these beliefs flawed? Second, why is web browsing not just creative, but socially beneficial? Third, how can we make Internet usage more creative? Let's start with the first question. What are our biases about the Internet? Why are these ideas mistaken? Complaints about the Internet are endless. Claims range from reduced reading time, distraction, impaired communication, skills to distorted worldviews. Even experts warn that phones and devices will ruin your children, but this book offers counter-arguments. It argues that while the Internet changes how we read and communicate, change doesn't equal detriment. Let's examine common Internet biases one by one. The first bias. The web destroys reading ability and promotes superficiality. Goldsmith counters that web browsing increases total information intake. Scrolling is reading. The web expands reading formats and enriches content, just like you can't judge a book by its cover. We shouldn't assume people gain nothing from staring at screens, especially since online activities go beyond mere browsing. People save long articles for later deep reading when time permits. Both intensive and extensive reading coexist online. Goldsmith argues that our understanding of reading must evolve. Screen-based content can provide equally rich knowledge and reading experiences as print materials. Screen-based content like emails, blogs, and posts will eventually become part of journalism studies. The second bias claims web use causes distraction and impairs social skills. This seems plausible. People do fixate on phones instead of conversing with those nearby. But Goldsmith counters, isn't screen fixation itself a form of focused attention? Online concentration is unprecedentedly intense, just directed at media content. The web facilitates new social patterns. If we accept face-to-face phone and written communication, why not screen-based interaction? There are humans behind devices. Now we can communicate locally through speech or globally via voice, video, text. The web hasn't weakened social skills but created new communication channels. Goldsmith observed his son's gatherings where teens used phones without ignoring each other. They used phones as tools to include more participants and share joy collectively. Communication has always extended beyond speech. through music, writing, etc. Families watching Spring Festival Gala together. Share warmth without verbal communication. When sharing posts, teens anticipate friends' reactions. All constitute positive interaction. The web actually enhances social skills, expanding friendships globally. More online friends isn't bad. Shrinking social circles due to internet illiteracy is the real concern. Many believe the web replaces real communication, including Goldsmith's sister-in-law. To make her son socialize more, she confiscated his phone. But what happened? Without phone access, her son stayed home lonely on weekends, excluded from group activities. Crucial activity information now comes through digital channels. Offline means exclusion. Like needing English for global business or etiquette for social events. Internet literacy is essential communication skill for this generation. This case shows how the internet expands communication methods and shapes new social patterns. The third bias sounds sci-fi. Computer addiction blurs reality and virtual worlds. But what defines reality? Where's the boundary between real and virtual? Online job boards offer real employment, email schedule, physical meetings, social networks generate offline gatherings, even dining. The most physical act involves review apps and social media sharing. Friendships form with classmates or online forum members alike. The notion of separate worlds stems from outdated communication technologies. Old media carried time delays. Newspapers reported yesterday's events. TV allowed live broadcast but kept audiences passive. These technological limitations created perceived separation between real and virtual. The internet enables redefined interaction and mutual intervention. Medical teleconsultations demonstrate this. Surgeons receive remote guidance from remote experts via virtual presence. Thus, the online and offline worlds are unified. Goldsmith cites a fashion blogger's article, secluded on a Swedish island. She exiled herself to an isolated island, vowing to abandon electronics and connect with nature. Ironically, though physically offline, she viewed nature through technological metaphors. She'd think this scenery looks photos hot, perfect. Must share on social media or notice wind turbine sounds. Post-trip, she became more internet engaged than ever. This example shows that our perception of nature is largely shaped by media selection. Many travelers reach destinations only to find reality less beautiful than online travelogues. Nature itself has no inherent beauty or ugliness. Media filters determine what we perceive as beautiful. Don't assume abandoning. Media brings authenticity. Human understanding of nature is fundamentally mediated. As a new medium, the internet inevitably alters our perception and conceptualization of nature. Through these arguments, Goldsmith refutes three common biases against the internet. He acknowledges internet-induced changes, but demonstrates their potential positive consequences. If change isn't inherently bad, why do authorities often criticize the internet? Marshall McLuhan, founder of media ecology, explained in the 1960s, established powers fear being surpassed by new media. Those accustomed to traditional media, speech, print, or broadcast, often dismiss new media as pseudo-media. Resistance stems from vested interests. The more established the authority, the harder to embrace new media. Goldsmith notes even Plato feared emerging media technologies. In Plato's era, knowledge production relied on oral debates. His Republic consists of dialogues. He valued speech's clarity through read-aid debate, distrusting writing's inability to clarify misunderstandings. As writing replaced oral tradition, Plato feared memory degradation and intellectual decline. He claimed, "Memory is internal. Writing external speech conveys essence. Writing mere appearance. Speech lives. Writing dies." Plato couldn't foresee how writing would catalyze civilizational progress through cultural preservation. In the digital age, we similarly fear the internet replacing human memory. Actually, the internet serves as external memory storage, freeing mental capacity for complex tasks. Plato's story teaches us, even sages doubt new media. All media have strengths and weaknesses. Fear and enthusiasm coexist. Objectively speaking, whether welcomed or resisted, the internet is transforming our lives, not necessarily for the worse. Part 1. Summary. First, the internet enhances reading capacity by expanding information, access, and efficiency. Second, it strengthens social skills through diversified communication channels. Third, virtual and real worlds are opposites, but dual aspects of reality. Resistance stems from old media limitations and fear of losing established privileges. How we adapt depends on internet utilization. Now to part 2. Why is web browsing creative? How does it connect with sociocultural trends? What positive social impacts exist? Firstly, the internet's fragmented interactive nature makes it more creative than previous media. Traditional media like newspapers, TV deliver fixed, on-way information. On-way media concentrate discourse power with elites, reflecting authorities' will through passive audiences. Example: Nazi Germany used all media to propagate racial theories and Führer worship. The internet differs with decentralized, interactive communication. Online information comes from diverse sources, institutions, and individuals, constantly challenging and revising each other. This fragmented ecosystem lacks absolute authority, enabling equal participation. Thus, the internet better stimulates public thinking and initiative. Online cultural creation often emerges unpredictably. Like the viral phrase, "Cute as Bobo Lee," angering baby, evolving from a typo in "Angering Daddy." The narcissistic cuteness of baby resonated unexpectedly, sparking a trend. This phenomenon emerged organically, without planning or intention. Secondly, everyone becomes information source. Eyewitnesses provide multi-angle event coverage. Professional journalists' objectivity prevents information monopoly, aiding truth discovery. Dynamic online reporting embodies Plato's valued critical debate process. Thirdly, many internet applications originate from socio-cultural currents, sharing common roots. Weibo's 140-character limit originated from Twitter, which itself referenced early SMS text constraints. Text message abbreviations inherited. Telegraph's concise expression. Tradition. Low-resolution keys spark mental completion, paralleling comic art's suggestive techniques. Goldsmith views browsing history as digitera memoirs, explainable through Freud's readable memory theory. Freud used mystic writing, pad, toy analogy. Temporary surface writings leave permanent wax impressions. Goldsmith compares device memory to consciousness, cloud storage to subconscious, both persistently influential. Internet applications, prototypes, existed in literature, psychology, reflecting cultural evolution. Third point. Casual web activities collectively expand human knowledge through sharing. Each click, like, share contributes to big data, enriching collective knowledge. Online database contain classics and user guides, each interaction adding value. User growth drives content competition, improving quality while expanding free resources. Part 2. Summary. Internet creativity prevents knowledge monopoly. Web apps reflect culture. Individual contributions matter. Part 3. Explores maximizing internet creativity. The original intent of Goldsmith's course. Though titled Wasting Time, Goldsmith sees such waste as creative incubation, breaking traditional teaching models. His class had no preset instructions. Students initially served silently until dynamics shifted organically. A girl's homework request sparked group discussions, thawing initial awkwardness. Final projects featured creative time-wasting ideas. Music, remix, critiques, claytier, horror stories. Examples included dating profile competitions and passing computers for random browsing. Another experiment connected personal computers to large screens for collective control, reflecting the internet's erosion of authority. Through chaos, students realized too many commanders lead to authority, collapse, and disorder. The class ultimately became creative communities. The web not only creates new group activities, but fosters trust. But how can individuals create positive impact alone online? Goldsmith shares personal methods. First, use authoritative sources like New York Times to build knowledge paths, combining text images, videos for comprehensive understanding. Second, expand horizons through interests. Gain cross-disciplinary inspiration from Rolling Stone interviews. He emphasizes social circle. Quality determines information quality, suggesting saving long articles and organizing content. Methodology. Summary. Engage in online communities to influence offline, build personalized knowledge systems. Final conclusion. The internet needs no instruction manual. Follow genuine interests to participate in knowledge construction. Opening the internet seems like time wasting. But you can create value too. What's needed isn't crutches, but curious eyes and an open mind embracing diversity. So, how to not waste life online? That keynotes below the audio. See you tomorrow.